challenge Cheryl Dundas. Lisa performed solidly in round 1, but did not clinch her all-around victory until she dazzled the judges on floor exercise. Cheryl Dundas vaulted into the lead in the first round challenge, but clinched the victory with a solid showing on balance beam. For the men, today we'll see Conrad Voorsanger against Mark Warburton. On the pommel horse, Conrad Voorsanger was the top performer of all first-round competitors. He earned a 9.65 to give him a 4-point margin of victory in the all-around over his rival. The still rings were the trump card of Mark Warburton. His 9.6 ring routine propelled him into round 2 by more than 2 full points. At stake tonight is a chance at the finals. Only 2 can advance from these matchups. The other 2 will go home. ESPN, the Total Sports Network, and the United States Gymnastics Federation present the 1989 U.S. Challenge. Today, the semifinals continue. We're featuring Lisa Panzaroni against Cheryl Dundas for the women, and Conrad Voorsanger against Mark Warburton for the men. We're inside the Denver Coliseum for our 8th program in a series of 11 gymnastics competitions here on ESPN. Hello, everyone. I'm Leandra Riley, and for those of you that have been with us every Friday night, you know that our gymnastics challenge began with 12 women gymnasts, 12 male gymnasts, and now we're into our semifinals. Let's take a look at the brackets first for the women. Our 12 finalists are now pared down to 6 in the semifinals, and of those, only 3 will advance to the championships. Lisa Panzaroni against Cheryl Dundas. They are competing for the 2nd slot. Brandy Johnson has already filled the 1st. On the men's side, they too began with 12 gymnasts vying for 6 slots in the semifinals. In the first semifinal is Lance Ringnauld, who has already survived, and now the battles between Conrad Voorsanger and Mark Warburton for the 2nd semifinal position. And now let me introduce to you Olympian Bart Connor. And Bart, let's talk about that men's matchup, Mark Warburton against Conrad Voorsanger.
This will be a very interesting pairing because they're both very strong gymnasts and similar styles. First of all, Warburton is 7th in the last year's Winter Nationals, and Conrad Voorsanger is 9th. They're going to be evenly matched. Warburton, of course, from the strong Nebraska program, Voorsanger from Stanford.
On the women's side, it is Lisa Panzaroni against Cheryl Dundas. Should be a close matchup.
And now these are contrasting styles. Panzaroni is very powerful from the Parquet program. And of course, Cheryl Dundas is stylish and very elegant. They've come into this competition within a 1/10 of a point in their qualifying scores.
Should be a close one here in the semifinals. Again, they are vying for the final position. There are only 3 that will advance. When we come back, the semifinals of the 1989 U.S. Gymnastics Challenge. Welcome back to the Denver Coliseum for the 1989 U.S. Gymnastics Challenge semifinals. We are beginning with the Olympic rotation for men. Floor exercises first. We will not see the ladies right away. They will begin on vaulting after our next break. This is Conrad Voorsanger. He is our first competitor on floor.
Although no scores carry over from the qualifying rounds, it's interesting to note that Voorsanger and Warburton are very evenly matched here. Good start for Voorsanger. Second pass, front step out, through to full and a half, punch front. He had a little trouble on that in the qualifying round. He didn't quite have enough rotation, but he seems to be right on today. Very nice line and smooth press to a handstand. He has really great basics, good extension, good fundamental positions, and he learned much of those positions from his first coach, Bob Rickley, who was a floor exercise national champion from the University of Oregon. That's a nice combination. He spins right around into the Y scale, fulfilling that requirement, and also showing off the fact that he really has strong basics.
Strong balance to move around to a scale.
Great dismount, easily done, tuck double back.
He likes it. He really enjoys this sport.
Conrad is in his 10th year in gymnastics and his first year on the senior USA national team.
Once again in this tumbling run, he's showing some of the combination elements. There's a front step out, front tumbling, through to back tumbling as he's doing the back handspring. Full and a half, punch front again. And his dismount is a tuck double back. Really nice and easy. Perfect lift. Good form in the air. Excellent form in the air, as a matter of fact. One hop on the landing.
He's 5 feet 5 inches tall and really stretches his body to the maximum and got a great score for a great performance. 9.75. What a standard that Mark Warburton is going to have to attain now that Conrad Voorsanger has gone first. Mark Warburton, conversely, is 5 feet 7 inches tall. He is coached by Francis Allen at the University of Nebraska.
It's going to be tough for Mark to catch Conrad on this event. Mark had a 9.25 in his qualifying round, and Conrad scored 9.75 here. With one of the better routines I've ever seen him do. Mark opened with a tuck double back, nicely done, but not the level of difficulty that we saw from Conrad Voorsanger, his competitor here. This is beautiful, though. Double leg circles and flare, up to a handstand pirouette, and down to splits. Good smooth press to handstand. Remember, the floor exercise mat is 40 by 40, and the gymnasts have to cover all of the area. So generally what they do is 2 diagonals, back and then forth, and then they cut along one side pass. They'll perform the Y scale right there, as you heard the bell, which signals that he has 20 more seconds to cut back across the final diagonal, finishing the exercise and covering the rest of the area. Front step out for the layout, punch front. Nice clean dismount, although not the high level of difficulty that you need to see in a competition like this if you plan on winning.
But he did do a great job with what he did perform, and that's going to be very important because consistency might be a big factor when it is all said and done.
Plus, he has had some really bad ankle problems. He had ankle surgery to remove some bone chips, and so he's just coming back, and you can see he has good, clean technique, and he'll be doing a higher level of difficulty as the year goes on.
Now, even though Conrad Voorsanger might outscore Mark Warburton, it is the all-around cumulative total. It is all 6 events added together. So it's 9.75 for Voorsanger, 9.60 for Warburton. Right now, it's a .15 advantage for Voorsanger with 5 events remaining.